Hello viewers, so I'm back with my video, this time not of UESST but of Geography for class 7. It is a CBSE or NCERT course, Human Environment, Settlement, Transport and Communication. So here we have in this chapter 1, you have learned that early human beings depended entirely on nature for food, clothing and shelter. But with time they learned new skills to grow food with worms and develop better means of transport and communication. So slowly and steadily, man became progressive in his life. And how was that possible? That was possible because he started learning new ways of growing food. Earlier he was completely dependent on what was available in the nature. Then he started modifying the nature. So in this way they modified the environment where they lived. Settlements are places where people build their homes. Early human beings lived on trees and in caves. Can we think of living in the caves or in the trees? Not possible these days. When they started to grow crops, it became necessary to have permanent homes. So what brought about permanent dwellings to the people? That was the need to have a permanent home only because of having agriculture as their activity. The settlements grew near the river valleys as water was available and land was fertile. When you'll see, turn the pages of history, you will come to know that all the settlements mostly was flourished or survived on the banks of the rivers. Okay, so why? Because the land is fertile. Second thing is that there is easy availability of water. So in the same manner, we had river civilizations flourishing in various parts of the world. With the development of trade, commerce and manufacturing, human settlements became larger. So slowly and steadily the population grew and people started getting in contact with each other. Settlement flourished and civilizations developed near the river valleys. Do you recall the names of the civilizations that grew on the banks of the rivers like Indus? So Indus, it is Indus Valley civilization. For the Tigris, it is Mesopotamian civilization. For Nile, it is Egyptian civilization. And for Huanghe, it is the Chinese civilization. Before I proceed further with my video, just a humble request as always. And it is so sad that the people are watching my channel but they are not subscribing it. So again a reminder, if you are not subscribed as yet, please go and subscribe. Let me just proceed further. Here we have the settlements of two kinds. One is a permanent settlement, the other one is a temporary one. Settlements can be a permanent settlement or a temporary settlement. Settlements which are occupied for a short time is called as a temporary settlement. The people living in deep forests, hot and cold deserts and mountains often live in such temporary settlements. They practice hunting, gathering, that is the food gathering, the shifting cultivation and transhumance. Now that is given in detail in my later slides. However, more and more settlements today are permanent settlements. In these settlements, people build homes to live in. So we don't keep on changing our settlements. We have a permanent settlement, and from that particular settlement, we go and we do our office or we attend schools and colleges and then come back to our homes. So we don't have this shifting settlements. Difference between a city and a village. It was Mary's birthday party. She and her friends were waiting for Gurpreet to arrive so that Mary could cut the cake. At last, Gurpreet arrived, tired, coughing, and wheezing. So she was not in a good shape, but she arrived in a very bad shape to the party. So the Gurpreet was completely exhausted. She was tired. She was coughing, and the wheezing. That is the wheezing sound when you get because of lot of cough. She explained that the traffic jam was terrible. Mary's mother patted her. Oof, the pollution in our city. Prasad, who had recently come from a village, said, why do we have such traffic jams and such pollution in the cities? Now he has a question to ask over here. Why are there so much of traffic jams and pollution in the cities? So Mr. Thomas, that is Mary's father, he said, the number of vehicles are increasing day by day due to the growing population in the cities. Mary asked, then why are the people coming to the cities? So why do we want to just come to the cities and reside over here when it is overpopulated? Her mother answered, They come looking for jobs, better education, and medical facilities. So these are the facilities which are there in the cities but not there in the villages. Neri further inquired, if so many people keep coming to the cities, where will all the people live? That's a very, very intelligent question asked. Mr. Thomas said, that is why you see so many slums and squatter settlements where people stay in congested, so very crowded and unhygienic conditions, not in a healthy manner, but they live in a very, very unhygienic, unhealthy manner. So over here you find settlements of different kinds in the cities, wherein you have proper homes, and it is in a posh and it is in a very hygienic conditions, whereas you must have seen the slum areas, we call it as choppadpattis. Okay, so those are the settlements or the squatter settlements. Squatter settlements are again a sort of settlement wherein they take all the different kinds of commodities, and with the help of those like tin, and with the help of sheets, different kinds of plastic sheets, they make the house. Then, shortage of power and water supply are the common problems in the cities. So these are the negative things which you will find in the cities. So every coin has got two sides. We have to remember that. Prasad said, our villages may not have big halls, that is the cinema halls, or well-equipped schools and good hospitals, but we have lot of open spaces and fresh air to breathe in. When my grandfather was sick, he had to rush him to the city hospital. Now, this is one of the negative points which you can see over here. That means in the villages, you don't have the availability of good hospitals. That is, the medical facilities are not so well over there. And secondly, the education system or the job opportunities which you find in the cities, you don't find it over there. But the plus point is that there are big open spaces and fresh air to breathe in. And the urban settlements. In our conversation, we can identify two different pictures of settlements. One is the rural and the other one is the urban settlement. When we say rural, it is the village settlement wherein people are engaged in activities like agriculture, they are doing fishing or forestry, crafts work, and trading. So rural settlements can be compact or scattered. Compact means there would be many houses joined in, or it could be a scattered settlement. One house over here, then say after 3 kilometers, 3 meters, you have another house, and so on. A compact settlement is a closely built area of dwellings where flat land is available. So, very close by you have in a compact settlement, whereas in a scattered one, it is spaced out into an extensive area. This kind of settlement you will mostly find in the hilly regions, in the thick forests, and in the regions wherein there is extreme climatic conditions. Like it would be too hot or too cold. In rural areas, people build houses to suit their environment. In regions of heavy rainfall, you will find slanting roofs. You can't have a flat roof in a place wherein it rains heavily. Places where water accumulates, it collects. In the rainy season, the houses are constructed on a raised platform or stilts. I put up a picture over here of a stilt house. You can see thick mud walled homes with thatched roofs are very common in areas of hot climate. So, why do they have those walls made up of mud over here? Because when you have a mud walled houses during summer, it is very cool from inside, and it gives them a sort of ventilation because of the pores which are available in the walls. So, with that, it becomes very, very cool. Local materials like the stones, the mud, the clay, the straw, etc., are used to construct homes. So, different kinds of all the local materials which the people find in the area they build homes. Now, one example which comes into my mind is, take for example Tundra region. There, the Eskimos, traditionally, the Eskimos used to live in igloos, and those igloos were made up of ice slabs. Why? Because in the environment, the ice was available in plenty. So, in that same manner, when you have the local materials available in plenty, you build the homes with that material. The towns are small and the cities are larger urban settlements. In urban areas, the people are engaged in manufacturing, trading, and services. Now, name some of the villages and the towns and the cities of your state. Before I proceed further with my video, just a humble request as always. And it is so sad that the people are watching my channel but they are not subscribing it. So, again, a reminder, if you have not subscribed as yet, please go and subscribe. Let me just proceed further. Let us see the roadways. The four major means of transport are roadways, railways, waterways, and airways. So these are the four means of major transportation. The most commonly used is for short distances are roads. They are metalled, that is pakka road, or it could be an unmetalled or kacha roads. The plains have a dense network of roads. Now, why it is easy for them to build roads on plains? Because it's a flat land, but roads have also been built in terrains in the regions like the deserts, the forest, and even in the high mountains. Manali Leh Highway in the Himalayan mountains is one of the highest roadways in the world. The roadways being built underground are called subways or underpaths. Flyovers are built over raised structures. So you must have traveled on such kinds of roads wherein you have got Kacha road or Pakka road. Next, you must have traveled in underground or subways also, like underpaths, which we call it, or on flyovers also. Flyovers are built to ease out the traffic. Next is the railways. The railways carry heavy goods and people over long distances quickly and cheaply. The invention of steam engine and the industrial revolution helped in speedy development of rail transport. So earlier we had the steam engine, and because of this steam engine, it brought about railway transportation at a better speed. But then now we have the diesel and the electric engines, and that has largely replaced the steam engines. In places, superfast trains have been introduced to make the journey faster. So we are using more of electric engines, and those electric engines are pulling the trains now, which we call them as superfast trains, and that is moving on at a very great speed. The railway network is well developed over the plain areas. Advanced technological skills have enabled laying of railway lines in difficult mountain terrains also. Now this reminds me of an example of Kashmir. So earlier there was only the roads which were available to travel from Jammu to Kashmir, but now you can travel by railways also, and it is so beautiful, breathtaking experience over there when you'll see the beauty of the mountainous region by train. But there are much fewer in number, obviously, because it's not a flat land, it's a mountainous region. With the advanced technological skills, they could build the railway lines in mountainous regions, but not to that extent. The density of the network of the railways on the flat land is more than in the mountainous region. Indian railway network is well developed. It is largest in Asia. And the urban settlements. In our conversation, we can identify two different pictures of settlements. One is the rural and the other one is the urban settlement. When we say rural, it is the village settlement wherein people are engaged in activities like agriculture, they are doing fishing or forestry, crafts work, and trading. So, rural settlements can be compact or scattered. Compact means there would be many houses joined in, or it could be a scattered settlement. One house over here, then say after 3 kilometers, 3 meters, you have another house, and so on. A compact settlement is a closely built area of dwellings where flat land is available. So, very close by you have in a compact settlement, whereas in a scattered one, it is spaced out into an extensive area. This kind of settlement you will mostly find in the hilly regions, in the thick forests, and in the regions wherein there is extreme climatic conditions. Like it would be too hot or too cold. Let us see the airways. This is the fastest means of transport developed in the early 20th century. I think you should all agree to this fact. It is also the most expensive due to the high cost of fuels. So they've given you the reason why it is expensive. Air traffic is adversely affected by bad weather like fog and storms. That is one negative point which you have over here. It is also the only mode of transport to reach the most remote and distant areas, especially where there are no roads and railways. This is a plus point. Helicopters are extremely useful in most inaccessible areas and in times of calamities. Like it could be a calamity, like it could be a flood, or it could be earthquake. So during such kinds of calamities, for rescuing the people, for distributing the food, for water, for clothes, and for medicines, these helicopters are really very helpful. Some of the important airports are Delhi, Mumbai, New York, London, Paris, Frankfurt, and Cairo. Communication is the process of conveying messages to others. So when you want to convey a message to another person, so that is communication. I'm using this communication, internet communication, to convey my message to you people. With the development of technology, humans have devised, so they have formulated new and fast means or modes of communication. Now they have given you figure 7.10 in your textbook, which explains the evolution of communication system. So how earlier they used to train the pigeons, and the pigeons used to carry the messages from one place to another. Then slowly and steadily you have the postal services available. And after the postal services, now we have got different kinds of social media which helps us in communicating with each other in all parts of the world. The advancement in the field of communication has brought about an information revolution in the world. So now you can just convey your messages or you can just spread your knowledge with the help of different means of communications available with the help of internet. Different modes of communication are used to provide information, to educate as well as to entertain people. Through newspapers, radio and television, we can communicate with a large number of people. They are therefore called as mass media. So I'll just break this word mass media. Mass means going to the people, that is to the masses, to the people. Media is the medium or the mode of communication. Okay, so that is mass media. Now they have are talking over here about the newspapers, the radio, and the television. So by which people can communicate and we can send the messages to so many people in the country or in the world. Now, the satellites have made communication even faster. They have helped in oil exploration, survey of forests, underground water, mineral wealth, weather forecast, and disaster warning. So, all these things have become possible only because of the satellite communication. So we have got our satellites. All the countries of the world have placed their satellites in the space, and with the help of that, we can explore different kinds of natural resources in our region, underground water availability in our region, or the mineral wealth, or the disaster warning, which it is something very, very positive. Now we can send electronic mails or emails through internet. Wireless telephonic communication, that is the cellular phones which we have, the mobile phones, have become very common these days. Internet not only provides us with worldwide information and interaction, but also has made our lives more comfortable. How? So we can now reserve tickets for railways, airways, and even for cinemas, for hotels, just by sitting at home. With one click, you can do the reservations of these places. With this kind of internet connectivity of people, services, and institutions across the world, we have now become a large global society. So, this world has become one large global society, all because of better means of transport and communication facilities. The exercise from the textbook, please go through the exercise from the textbook. Now you have a give reason question from the textbook, please go through. Now this is for fun again from the textbook. Please, you can see this question. I have put up some questions and I hope you'll be able to answer them well because these appear to be quite simple questions. So thank you so much for watching my channel on SST, and just signing off with a humble request to please subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Press the bell icon for the notification of my latest videos. Share it with your friends, relatives and acquaintances so that they can get benefited by my videos. See you next time with my new video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.